You're listening to another episode of Beyond Clean with ACE, a service of the Academy of Cleaning Excellence. I'm your host, Dave Thompson. And since you're listening, you might as well know that you're about to hear us talk about something which has to be healthy, positive, and or proactive in the cleaning industry today. In 2018, the Academy launched the Rockstar series of motivational sessions in addition to our tactical classes, which are instructed weekly around the U.S. Now, industry professionals are here to talk, share their thoughts, and let you know what's on their mind. So turn up the sound and let's get talking.
So folks, we are back again with another episode of Beyond Clean with ACE. If you're listening to the podcast, well, you can't see the picture. If you're watching this on YouTube, we have a different picture behind us today. Well, that's because we're still talking about luxury vinyl floors. Well, I kind of gave that away, didn't I, Sean?
Yes.
Yeah. Sean's back with me from Mannington. If you haven't watched it before, I'm going to let Sean talk to you and tell you who he is.
My name is Sean DeVore. I'm with Mannington Commercial. I've been a commercial flooring rep for approximately 30 years. Worked in different markets, major markets, Miami, Chicago, and now North Florida. And I primarily do healthcare and education.
Well, you see, folks, I got somebody else on the line with me that is young and doesn't have some of that white facial hair. Did you see that?
Definitely got that.
You noticed that. Yeah, but he's got a little more on top. Okay.
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah. You did come here to listen to us talk about our facial hair. What you did come to listen about is we talked last time, just a little bit of a recap before we get started here. We were talking about luxury vinyl floors. Give a little bit of a review before we go into what we're talking about today.
So luxury vinyl floor is a vinyl floor that has a picture of whatever it's trying to represent below a wear layer. So if it's a LVP, it looks like wood. If it's an LVT, it looks like stone or abstract. It could have any variety of different pictures on the top in order to tell you what it's going to look like.
Yeah, but this kind of reminds me of like when we got into what was it, 3D printing, where they make figures out of plastic, and all of a sudden you've got a plastic robot standing there. Anyway,
and that's how LVT and LVP is made. It is a print. It's a digital print of a wood floor.
You know, we were talking before we got on the air today. Luxury vinyl plank is what I see mainly in the commercial market. Now I know that there's tile, as you just said.
Right.
But why is it that we see more plank than tile?
Well, I think there's probably not as much tile looks or abstract looks, but maybe it's being thought of as that's a ceramic tile or that's some other type of flooring. It's not being thought of as vinyl.
So you mean that we're thinking it's ceramic or porcelain, and it's not?
Yeah, it's actually vinyl.
So we'll get into maintenance later on another one. Now we have some samples here with us today, so let's kind of talk about these a little bit.
Well, you've got samples of a lot of different things. This happens to be one that's a vinyl laminate, which is
up a little higher. There you go. There you go.
So this is a vinyl laminate. It has the vinyl picture on top with a wear layer on top of it, and then it's made of vinyl layers that are laminated together. And some of these others are actually wood laminates where you've got a vinyl top vinyl laminated to the top with a wood substrate or some kind of particle board, which is typically what we see manufactured for residential.
Okay, so this one here is a wood. This one's the engineered. This is solid core.
Oh, okay, that's a rigid core. See, it's even hard for me to tell, and I'm in the business as far as looking at the product and being able to tell what it is.
Okay, so now pick up that big piece there.
Yes.
Pick up this big piece. All right, so folks, we got this big one here. The bottom of it definitely cork.
Yeah, that's cork. That's for sound.
This is for sound.
Right.
But are we concerned about this part?
Yeah, for moisture.
For moisture. So I am concerned about what's on the back of it.
Oh, most definitely.
Okay, so in the middle here, you can see right here in the middle right there, that's absorbent or not?
I have no idea. Do you?
On this one I do, because that looks like particle board.
Right, it looks like particle board. Yeah, and it's probably susceptible to
But now this is what we were talking about, though, is this piece right here. This is the, what do you call it? The locking?
Finger locking mechanism.
Finger locking.
Yeah. So these lock together and doesn't allow moisture to penetrate.
Okay, but what happens if the installer wasn't really good and make the tight joint?
And moisture gets in there and you'll see this bellow up And
So this would ripple up just like a hardwood floor.
correct. This would definitely ripple like a hardwood floor.
Even though the top of it
Is waterproof.
is waterproof.
Correct.
But the whole floor, depending on how it was laid, could be not water resistant.
Exactly. It could totally get, if you got water, a pipe busted in the wall and water got up under the floor, it'd just blow the floor off.
Or if I flooded the floor with water thinking I could do that and let it sit too long.
Yeah, ripple the floor.
All right, so we're going to get into maintenance later, but I wanted to see some of that. Now, there's some other ones that we had here, and you can tell on this one here, you can see the different laminates, but this is wood.
It's wood.
So this is a wood laminate.
Yeah, that's a wood laminate, but it's also made up, it appears to have, it's got the multiple layers in it, but again, without knowing what the warranty is on it and where it was manufactured and what the tolerances for moisture are, you have no idea what to do with this or how to take care of it.
And then you have good old cork,
Right.
and this has the finger locking, and you have,
That's
well,
a solid wood floor there.
but that's bamboo.
That's a whole nother issue.
That's a whole nother. See, so folks, what I'm saying here is what you see behind us is not what's on the top that you just need to look at and say, this is what I do. We really have to go in here and so where do we start asking questions?
Well, I'd say from a maintenance perspective, when you walk into a building, if you don't know what's in the building and don't know what's installed, you're not going to know by looking at it. So you need to ask questions. Do you have the original receipt? Do you have any attic stock where I can look at the box, where I can, consult the manufacturer to get the warranty? Those are questions you're going to have to ask, because even as I've been doing this for 30 years now.
Okay, you don't have to tell all
right,
that. Yeah, right.
Again, and I can't look at it and tell what the wear layer is on it.
And you're the manufacturer rep.
I'm the manufacturer's rep.
So here's the thing, what I'm trying to say, and the reason I wanted Sean to come on today is people come in here to the academy and they just want me to tell them, give me a quick and easy. What you're telling me is there's no quick and easy.
There is no quick and easy. You have no idea what the product is on the floor or how it's been installed or what adhesive was used.
So if I wanted to try to start to narrow this down, let's kind of help the viewers a little bit with narrowing it down. If the floor's been there for 20 years, is it going to be vinyl?
If it's been there for 20 years, probably not.
10 years?
10 years, you're getting into it, yes.
So if it's 5 years or newer, there's a very good likely is what you're saying.
Yes, it's going to be LVP or LVT, yes.
Okay, because here's the thing. As you were saying, the big piece that we had up here isn't normally what I would find in commercial applications.
That's correct, but you guys encounter a lot of different things where people's installed things in commercial places that aren't necessarily commercial products.
Well, and so what do you call it commercial? We've got homes that have been turned into lawyers' offices.
Correct.
Or bail bondsmen or whatever. And so they call that a commercial building, but it's actually a home that's been converted.
Right. When we look at commercial products, we look at mill wear layers.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So
what did you say?
Mill wear layers. So a mill is 1/1000th of an inch.
Well, you read my mind. I was going to ask you what a mill was.
Yeah, that's what I had to look it up earlier.
Okay, so let's go back over that because I was laughing.
So a mill wear layer is 1/1000th of an inch.
And so we're saying that all of these products have a mill layer on them?
Correct. A residential product is going to be between 6 and 12 mil. So typically 6 mil, 8 mil, or 12 mil is going to be used in residential or multifamily type units.
Okay, so if I'm cleaning these, like I said, converted homes that are now commercial businesses, which there's a lot of them.
Right.
Get more and more multi.
Sure.
I could have between 6 to 12 mil of protection already on it.
Yeah, it's a UV, ultraviolet light cured acrylic urethane. Is that right?
Let me get back through that. Okay, you said UV acrylic urethane, but it's UV cured. What does UV cured mean?
Cured with light, UV light. So a liquid is poured on top
So
of the product.
that's not something I just pour on the floor and say that's cured.
No, there's some companies coming out with some UV cured applications after the product's been installed, but if you back up, you don't know what is on the product already. So you could have a product that's already got a UV cured urethane on it, and then you're trying to put something else on top of it and won't stick.
Okay, now wait a minute, I'm going to go back because we were talking residential that might be now considered commercial. Let's go to the doctor's offices, the healthcare facilities. I see a lot of restaurants and retail places that are going to LV. What are we talking about? The cured, so UV cured layers on those.
So when you get into the true hardcore commercial, you're looking at 20 mil, 30 mil, and 40 mil.
Whoa.
So you go from a 15-year warranty up to a 25-year no finish warranty. So you're
no finish
warranty. So the warranty means that you have 25 years that you do not have to apply finish. It's warranted that it will not walk. You cannot walk through the clear wear layer into the actual photograph of the product for 20 years.
Okay, but you can scratch the wear layer.
You can definitely scratch the wear layer. That's not covered under warranty.
That's not covered under warranty. I love it. All right. I'm not going to get into what's under warranty and all that today, folks. What we're talking about, though, there's some people that are now saying, well, let's put something on top of this so we can't scratch the wear layer. What do we tell them?
Same thing. I mean, the one thing I didn't talk about was aggregates.
Uh-oh.
So now in the 20 mil wear layer, you're getting an aggregate, whether it be aluminum oxide or ceramic beads or diamond dust. Different manufacturers have different applications and different trade names for the aggregates that they're putting in it.
And what are all of these doing?
The aggregate is actually almost like, I always use the analogy to help people outside the industry understand. Okay. It's like a 300 grit sandpaper. It actually, you give up some things in order to gain other things. So I'm going to give up some cleaning issues, some roughness to the product in order to increase the durability and the longer life of the product.
Does all of this, and I apologize, I
Sure.
know I'm interrupting, but my mind's thinking, does this increase or decrease the slip coefficient of the floors?
You increase the slip coefficient. So we have
whenever you put the aggregate in there.
Correct. You have an increased slip coefficient. So your slip coefficient may go up to 3.5 with the aggregate in it, wet or dry. And then you also have the added durability of the aggregate being like sandpaper. It's actually going to resist wear. But it does sometimes, we give up a little bit of cleaning ability. So we have to change the type of pads that we use, or the types of mops.
Okay, let's not get into that. Let's not get into that today.
Right.
We'll get into that later on another one. Okay, so what I'm just trying to do is, if I can review this, for today's segment,
Sure.
It's, we don't know what type of floor it is. Most generally in commercial application, it's going to be planks like behind us here.
Correct.
Most generally, it's going to have a commercial wear layer that's already put onto it by the factory.
Correct.
And we can't replace that. Typically.
No, if you wear, the easy way to tell, if you wear that commercial wear layer out, it's going to be into the photograph of the wood. So
right. Yeah, the wood's going to start going away.
The wood will start going away.
Okay. We can replace this because there's a pressure-sensitive adhesive underneath.
Correct.
If it's locked together, like the ones behind us here,
it's a lot more
floating.
They are, and it's a lot more difficult to replace individual planks. You have to cut the locking system and actually glue the new plank down.
Correct, because, yeah, right. So if they're glued down, like the one that we showed in last segment last time, with this one where it's glued down, these are much easier to replace.
Yeah, you peel this one up and put a new one down.
Okay. Basically, what Butler's saying is, you can't just call us up, show us a picture, and us tell, because even with them sitting here in our hands, it's even difficult for us to be able to tell.
Yeah, you can't determine just by looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, you get all the samples together, and it's hard to. So, folks, what we're saying here today is the best thing, and I'm paraphrasing, get a sample, look up the history, find out what it was, and then give us a call.
Yeah, look for attic stock. Ask the end user if they have a original purchase, where it was purchased at, or that kind of thing. Look for some boxes or a receipt and try to find out what the warranty is, and then contact us or to try to find out some more information.
Sean, do you want to give out your phone number on this one?
Sure. I'm a commissioned salesperson. I always give my phone number out.
I mean, the thing about it is but what we're trying to say is it's not simple. It's not easy. And
no.
You were even saying you're getting into concrete look and ceramic tile looks and stuff. This is going to get more complicated. This is why we have classes. That's why we're coming on today to just tell you please, please, please start really asking questions before you just go out there and start doing things.
And the market is changing so quickly, and trying to keep maintenance up with what we're developing is becoming harder and harder.
Giving that phone number out?
352-630-9884.
And we'll actually, on both our podcast and also on the YouTube, we're going to put Sean's number there, the email address. Get hold of us, come to a class. You know what? I might be able to take Sean and maybe talk him into having a class with us sometime.
I'd
You
love
never
to.
know. Never know what could
Love
happen. 2020 is going to be around the corner. Come and see us. We're at theacademyofcleaning.com. Listen to our podcast or watch a YouTube video. Like and share those. You know, we're everywhere. We're on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and all of that good stuff. We're everywhere you are too. We thank you for joining us today. And Sean, thank you for being on the show.
Thanks, Dave. I enjoyed it.
Come back and catch another episode.